Hi friends, my name is Randy and I am the owner of the Ariana Collective. And today first I'm going to start off with just a little, just where my head's at right now. So this will be my second YouTube video, and first, if anyone is here watching, thank you for watching. I am super appreciative of your support, even if you just got that far, like, thank you. So I think I woke up a little frazzled this morning. I have a market I'm preparing for well, it's not really a market, but I'll be vending at a coffee shop on February 22nd at Matters Coffee in Croton on Hudson, which is up New York. I don't know what to call upstate. I'm from Brooklyn. I lived in Harlem for the past, I would say 9 years, and I just moved to Westchester and right outside the Bronx, and I don't know where upstate starts. So for me, it's upstate. I'm upstate-ish. I know it's not that far upstate because I'm literally right outside the Bronx, but when I lived in Harlem, it was upstate. So now that I'm here, I'm like, it's not that upstate, but it's upstate. Anyway, Croton on Hudson, even a little more up the state. And yeah, February 22nd, I'll be vending there. And I definitely want to have candles and coasters I'm working on at the moment. Now that the 3D printer is fixed again, I'm so happy about that. So I'm gonna get into some of that today as well. And I went through a little bit of a panic this morning in terms of the candles because I really wanted to release like a Valentine's Day collection, but we are already like halfway to Valentine's Day and I have not made a single Valentine's Day candle. So Rob is a really good nose, like really good nose. And so he was super helpful with helping me put together fragrances for like just more unique scents than what I was doing before, which was just like picking scents that I liked and making candles from those. But you know, if we can make our own unique blends, that definitely adds to the value. So he was helping me with that, and we have some lovely Valentine's Day scents. We didn't work out the ratios yet, but it just feels like time is moving too quickly. And so I took a week off for myself. I'm in between jobs right now, hoping to start the next one pretty soon. But this week has been great because I've just been able to focus on my small business, which I really enjoy. But I also put this time pressure on myself of like, I want to have Valentine's Day candles. I want to have a spring collection. I want to have a Mother's Day collection. Like I want all these things, but you know, times kind of like being in tech, like I can promise, or I can want to promise that a product is going to be ready and available at a certain point, but what we don't take into account is all the troubleshooting time. Like I didn't know the printer was going to go down. I didn't know that I wasn't planning ahead enough with ordering certain fragrances. Like I need to be gentle with myself, kind to myself, and just take my time and have fun with it, because that is something that I don't want to lose out on. I really love crafting, and I like making candles. I love 3D printing. I'm falling in love with this laser engraver, especially once I start to tap into more of the different materials that I can use. Sorry, the birds, they're so cute. Yeah, like I love that. And the whole point is for me to just be able to share that with anyone who's willing to be shared with. And that's the point. So I should not get bogged down by timelines. That's what I need to practice. Like don't feel pressured by these timelines that I made up out of nowhere. Like what spring collection? Like spring is a long time. And also, does it have to be ready for the beginning of the spring? No, but that would be nice. That would be nice. So that's the goal still. It's only February, so I know I have some time, but patience. What do you have to say? Patience. I know. Thank you. Okay, now they're gonna have a whole conversation. It's fine. I think one of my next steps for sure will be that I should get a microphone so that I can attach it right here and you can hear me and not as much them, because they definitely have a lot to say. They have a lot to say. Yes, you have a lot to say. Anyway, where was I? So, time pressures. Like, why do I do this to myself? I don't know. It's because I just want my small business to do well, and I want to do all the things, and I will soon not have enough time to do all the things. So once I'm right back into my 9 to 5, which is gonna be pretty soon, like I will only have evenings and some mornings. So I just need to like take a deep breath and, you know, just do what I can when I can. And so today, my focus, I'm going to start on some coasters on the 3D printer. I'm just gonna just put them through and see how they turn out. Guys, I'm gonna put them, I love them, but come on. I'm gonna put them through and see how they turn out. And then I'm going to, I have some like side Upwork work, which I'm almost done with as well. So that will free up some time for myself. But I'm gonna work on some Upwork work while the printer is running. Oh, I have my little to-do list here. I love to-do lists. So I have actually, okay, so first I need to put in my squash score. So I play on a league team. I do a lot of things, as I mentioned. Yesterday I had pole class. I play on a league team. I'm the captain of the squash league team. I think it's inevitable. Okay. So the captain of the squash league team, I have to put those scores in. I want to make the coasters. Then I put Upwork, followed by candles and shelves. So the candles, I want to I have to do something there. I'm not sure what that thing is going to be, but I can work on that white candle jar that we have. This one I can work on the engraving here. That's something I can do today. I need to engrave the tops of the candles that I'm going to have at the Formosa Coffee in Scarsdale. I need to work on those coaster sample also. I need to also work on the candle tops of the candles that I'll have at the Matters Coffee location, February 22nd. And I should also make more candle scents. So maybe I don't know. We'll see how far I get. I'm gonna just take it one thing at a time. I'm gonna start off with those coasters and then I'm going to hop into Upwork. Just kidding. I'm gonna start with squash scores first. Squash scores, I'm gonna do that real quick. Coasters and then Upwork. And then we'll take it from there. And I can't forget lunchtime, of course, lunchtime. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, the scores are in, and so now I'm going to work on some coasters. Okay, so some coasters will just be like basic, simple coasters, like drink water, drink wine, drink matcha, love matcha, drink for Rob, I'm gonna do like a drink coffee, drink beer, you know, and I want a few other, I definitely want some more matcha inspired coasters. So if you have any like matcha sayings or even coffee sayings, go ahead and throw them in the chat below. I love getting inspiration from the world and the people around me, and I'm here for a good saying. So yeah, just you can't like trademark me or copyright me or anything like that, but you know, I will take inspiration from what you provide to me, if anything. Either way, so, and then I had this idea of making like latte art coasters, and so I thought I wanted to be a drawer. I don't really want to be a drawer. From like my henna days, I like more the geometric patterns, but like drawing a picture so that it looks like the actual thing is not really where my strong suit is. So I decided, okay, I'm going to, well, I looked on Canva, and Canva has some pretty decent, like simple latte art pictures, but they're not for commercial use. So I can't use those, I won't use those. But I have been taking pictures of Rob's latte art. And so I can just create a sketch of his latte art. So that is currently my plan. I will take some inspiration from the ones I found on Canva as well, because they have a lot more designs. His is mostly like the heart with the swirls underneath, you know, the curves underneath. But I have original photos from the artist himself, and I can use that. So that's what I'm gonna use for my latte art coasters for now. Otherwise, I'm gonna just focus on printing off the ones that are just like sayings that I heard. One saying is, "You are the most important person in your life," which I heard another YouTuber, she's a small business owner, her name is Monica Razak, and she's truly been like the inspiration, again, more inspiration for me starting this, because I have been doing this small business thing for some time before COVID, with the henna, and then moving into coasters as well with my friend Liz. But doing this on my own, and I know hers is called the Monica Collective. I did name mine the Ariana Collective, because it also just sounded the nicest and had the best flow to me. She's just very motivational for me, and she mentioned this quote, and so I was just like, yeah, that is true. You are the most important person in your life. And so that is a quote that I wanted to put on a coaster. So thank you, Monica. And another quote that I plan on putting on my coaster, I'm reading right now this book, which I don't have in front of me. It's called The Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. My friend recommended it to me, and given the current political times, the current times in the world, she was just like, you should read this. Like, it's almost scary how on point it is. And she wrote it in like 1993 or something like that. So long story short, there was a quote in the book somewhere that said, "To everything there is a season." And so, along with those coffee thoughts that I had, you know, to everything there's a season, but to every season there's coffee. Facts. So, you know, for the coffee drinkers, like, it doesn't matter what season it is, it's always coffee season. And for me, matcha. I'm gonna do the same thing for matcha, because to everything there is a season. For every season there's matcha. Perfect. So those are two other ideas. Again, inspiration. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just use Canva, export to SVG, and upload them to Fusion 360, and just like design the actual 3D object that I want to print. And we came up with this technique for coasters. Not technique, Rob did. His engineering brain is like the best thing ever, because I'll have an idea of like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then he'll just say, oh, what if you try it this way or try it that way? And I'm just like, I wouldn't have thought about doing it that way, and that way is actually so much more functional. So our coasters, we have started printing in 2 pieces, and so I pretty much already have the frame set. It's designed. I don't need to alter that anymore. And so just the insert part, the part that goes in the middle, that is the part that I will work on, which is so much easier than constantly redesigning every single time over and over and over. So yeah, I'm gonna work on those insert parts, and then I'm going to print them. And while that's printing, I'll do my Upwork work. Okay. So sometimes Fusion 360, like I'm not trained in Fusion 360. I feel like I know the basics, but sometimes it just does these things, or I can't do these things that I think should be so simple and straightforward, and they're just not. Like, all I'm trying to do right now is move a sketch. It's not fixed, but it won't move. And I don't know why. And so those are the qualms I have with Fusion 360, is that sometimes it doesn't do what I want it to do. Now, I know it's a parametric software or something like that, engineer things, but I just feel like this is a simple ask. Please, just move the sketch, please. It's not gonna move, so I'm gonna just work around it for now. So I don't know what the issue is, but I figured out that I need to move the sketch before I create an offset. I don't know why I need to do that, but that's why it wouldn't move the sketch. When I choose instead to move the sketch and then create the offset, that works fine. So it works. I'm also listening to this song called Being a Girl by Jonaga. I don't know. You should check it out. It's about just why it's awesome to be a girl or be a woman. And yes, it's pretty awesome. Okay. Okay, so I feel like I always start that way. Anyway, okay, so I pretty much have the design of the coasters almost done. I was about to press print for the printer, and then I realized that I was off by 0.05 of a millimeter in the design between two different layers. So I just saw this extra piece like jutting out. Of course, I had to zoom in really close to even see this in the first place, but I guess because I had different paint options set up, I noticed it when like the color went from black to yellow, but then back to black. Not that those are the colors that I'm using in my final print, but just so I can see what's happening on Bamboo Studio, which is where I go and color all the parts of my design. That's where I noticed this little piece jutting out. And so my computer's pretty slow with Fusion 360. I think I met this woman once. She's actually the woman who designed my engagement ring, and she mentioned that her CAD software literally has its own computer. And I feel that now. Not that I'm designing to anywhere near the degree to which she's designing, but it's just so slow. It's so slow. But it works. And that's what matters, is that it works. So I just picked out filaments for the first set of coasters. I opened up where we have all our filaments stored, and I was like, oh my god, there's so many fun colors. And I think I picked the most boring colors for this, but okay, so I only designed the coasters for the ones with words on them. I did not yet design the coaster or design like the actual 3D print of the coasters that have the latte art on them. But I picked out filaments for the coasters with latte art on them. And then I picked out colors, picked out filaments? I don't remember what I said. I picked out filaments for the ones with words on them, but I'm not that excited about them. So anyway, I will show you what I have. Oh, but in the meantime, while that's running, because I still haven't started my Upwork work yet. I was like, well, if I want to use this filament, which is like it's called Latte Brown from Bamboo. And, but it does not have a spool holder. It's a refill. Unlike this baby that has a spool holder. And this is the, oops, there's no tag. All right, well it is, I'm gonna go with just a PLA basic. This is why we label everything. And I didn't do that. Okay, so this is a PLA basic brown. Dang, I'll have to go online and look. But as you can see, it has a spool holder. And it's probably because this used to be a black filament spool holder and I replaced it. That's why it doesn't have a label. Anyway, in order to print, I need this to have a spool holder. But it doesn't. But luckily, Bamboo has these preset designs, like when we printed the benchy, which is that little boat that we printed after I finished with my bamboo repairs. What was I saying? The benchy, something about the benchy. I don't know, it's gone. Okay, well, dang. I was saying that we have this, but it doesn't have a, oh, okay, I remember. So the benchy is also a default print on the Bamboo, and the whole, like, why would anyone print a little boat? And people have a lot of these little boats. These are called benchies. When I watch other 3D printing videos, they just have like benchies in every color, and like, why? But anyway, the point of the benchy is to actually show you if your printer is printing the correct way, because it just does all these different orientations and like a curved part, a gap, a bridge, like just to show you, just to see like all the different things that can happen during printing, and you can see if your printer is actually calibrated correctly. So it's pretty smart, but then you end up with all these little boats. Anyway, the Bamboo spool holder, one of these guys, which this one came from Bamboo, but I can print one of these. So I decided, let me just run that now. It's gonna take 4 hours. That's a long time. It's gonna take 4 hours to print one spool holder. And you know what's crazy is I've seen a faster one online. I should print that next time. But we're here today. It better print right. That's all I know. It better print right. So that's happening so that I can have a spool holder for this filament. And this is what I'm thinking for the latte art ones. I'll take this out so we can see it a little bit better. Latte art coasters. What do you think? I think it's gonna be good. Like the creamy milk that is around coffee, and then the brown for the actual coffee. I think it's gonna be great. Even though latte art doesn't really look like that. Does it? It kind of does sometimes. It depends. It's my coasters. I can do what I want. Okay. So I have this brown, like a just regular brown. It's not like one of the special kinds of filaments. What I mean by that is, and we keep them in these Ziploc bags. One day we'll get a better system, but for now we're using Ziploc bags because you want to keep them dry. And so this helps to protect-ish the filament from getting too wet from the moisture in the air, which then causes it to break really easily, and nobody wants that. And we also sometimes put desiccant in the bags as well. There was not one in that bag. Okay, so this is the other brown that I found. This one, it's like a little more chocolatey. It has a little bit of shine to it. And this is PLA metal. So, I don't know. This one could be really pretty too. Only one way to find out is to try them both, okay? At some point, I definitely went on a filament spree, especially around Black Friday, when I could get them for a little bit cheaper than normal. I went ham, and there were so many times colors were sold out, and I would just like hunt and hope that they would come back in stock. I'd be like, notify me, let me know when that color is back. And as soon as it would let me know it's back, I would go on, and then they'd be out again. And then I would wait again. Then I would go on, and then I finally get them. Anyway, for the other coasters, this is what I'm thinking. So I already have a black filament that is on a spool, but I just wanted to bring this one here to you to show the colors. And then I have this color. It's called like gold iridium. I actually have a couple of earrings on my website, or maybe one pair that's in this color. They're the wavy droop earrings that come in this color. This is a really nice color, but I'm thinking this for the coasters, because I was like, my brain was just like, oh, black and white, like that's so simple. Black and white, like I really like colors, but I find that sometimes, you know, we just gravitate toward black and white. Mostly I just really like this sweatshirt. It's Billionaire Boys Club. But I am a very colorful girl, and I like my colors. I'm not really proving my point here because I'm picking all these bland colors, but again, I had a theme. Anyway, drifting. So this is what I'm thinking. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do gold iridium and then black letters, or black and gold iridium letters. But that's what I'm gonna get going later today, once that print is done. Or maybe I can do a test run on my A1 Mini. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. That'll be fun. So we'll get something going anyway, so I can at least, like, you know, feel like I'm making progress, because I have not been feeling that way today yet, and it's already past 2 or something. It's past 2 o'clock. God. Okay. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do next, and I will show you. And then I'm gonna do upwork work. Okay, so I have the filament spools going, and I have 2 coasters going, and I'm finally sitting down to do my upwork work. I have another matcha number 2 for the day. I'm so excited because I love matcha. I could probably drink matcha. I won't say that. I was gonna say I could drink matcha all day, but probably not. But 1 a day, I love it. What else? I'm gonna do my upwork work and finally buckle down. Here we go. So first, I have a question for all you content creators out there. For those of you that use your iPhones to record, do you look at yourself when you're recording, or do you look at the where you think the camera is. That's what I'm looking right now, and I feel like in the output, it will look better because I'm looking in the direction of the people that I'm talking to. But I know that I also just naturally want to look at myself talking. I don't know why. Maybe that's weird. I don't know. Maybe I should turn the phone the other way so that I don't get distracted and I actually can focus. I also have my phone turned sideways, and I've noticed that when I have it turned the long way, that made me think of that meme, peanut butter jelly the long way. Anyway, I'm mad that's in my head, but anyway, it's there. It's holding some real estate. But I've noticed that when I put my phone vertically, it's easier to just look at myself or to actually just look at what's being recorded because the camera is on top of me. However, when my phone is turned sideways, the camera's over here, and I'm over there. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. So the first round is done of coasters. And again, this is just the insert that will go inside of a frame, but I really like the way they look, I think. I think it's clean. I'll show you in a moment. Oh, okay. I think it's clean. I like the way the printer decided to do the letters. I think it adds like a waviness to them, but here they are. So drink matcha and drink water. And I'm gonna have a couple others, but I think these are solid. Like they're simple, but I think they're good coasters. Again, the inserts to a frame piece, so I'll stick them in, glue them in, or, you know, maybe people just like it like this too. And maybe I'll think about that as well. So I need to order more cork backs from Amazon. Yeah. The reason I like the frame part is because it has a lip that kind of sits above this rim. And so, you know, for liquids that are spilling over, like it just makes sense. Also, conveniently, my matcha cup fits perfectly. Like extra room. I know some of us have really big jars. I have lots of really big mugs. That's what I meant, mugs. And they fit. I know this size works. I know that. But I love the wavy. It's hard to see, but I love the wavy of the way that the filament printed on the letters. And I really like this font too. That's so fun. Thanks, Canva. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Rob what he thinks, and I'm going to run the other test prints. And then I have started my Upwork work. So I'm gonna, while the second set of prints is going, I'm going to continue my Upwork work, and then we'll be back. That's what's gonna happen. All right. He likes them, so this is good. I mean, it was good anyway because I liked them, but also he likes them, so that's also good. Okay, so I'm gonna get the second two prints started and then back to my Upwork work. Okay, so the sun is setting, and that always, I like the sunset, but it always makes me a little bit sad because now I'm like, oh, the day is ending. There's no more time. Well, I'm losing time in the day. I would love to change that mindset and not always feel like time is running out. And I am very appreciative that I have had time to do these things that I've wanted to do. So on that note, I'm going to give myself more light by plugging in this ring light thing here, and it's always way too bright at first, so we are going to go to a warm light that I really prefer. Oh, I didn't even try all these other settings. Whoa, there's a lot of them. Anyway, I want a warm light, and I just want to tone it down a bit because I don't need to be blinded. I just need for you to be able to see me clearly. So I finished my Upwork work. I feel good about where I've gotten to with my Upwork work. And so the other prints also just finished for the coasters. I'm gonna go get those. I'll be right back. Here were the original two. And I have another version being printed of these like drink blah blah blah. But then I have another one, and that's the one I mentioned earlier, that of the quote from Monica. It's probably not her quote. I don't know whose quote it is, but I just really, really, really appreciate her, and I really loved that moment when she said that. So I will go get it. I'm not expecting it to be looking, that's not English. I'm not expecting it to look great because the print is thinner. The letters are thinner. So we'll see what the printer did. Who knows? It surprises me all the time. But let's go get it. And then I'm also gonna check on the spool, the filament spool holder. Otherwise, I think for today, then I'm gonna check in with Rob, see where he's at, and because we need to get going soon. We have a little date night thing at the Apollo tonight, so I'm excited about that. I should probably figure out what I'm wearing. More importantly, right now, here, today, so I'm gonna get those coasters. I kind of want to engrave something. Maybe I'll engrave, I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get back. Okay, BRB. The filament spool holder, it's on its way. Is it almost done? Maybe about 3 minutes left. It's 86% of the way there. Anyway, here is my little A1 mini build plate. I print them upside down because I like the texture of the build plate, so I can get like this nice, it's a little like grainy, textured feel on the top side. And so here we go. Okay, we're gonna save that one as a treat for both of us. Well, it either is a treat or it isn't a treat. Okay, here's the first, I'm not looking. Here's the first one of the rest of the collection, Drink Coffee. That looks great. I think it looks awesome. Okay. And here it is, you'll get to see it first. This way. Oh, it's really cute. It's really cute. I love it. Okay, you are the most important person in your life. Oh my goodness, look at it. That's gonna be a good coaster. Okay. Yay! I'm so proud. I'm gonna show them to Rob. And then I think it's time to start engraving the tops of some candles. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I lied. The spool filament has another 13 minutes to go. I have my candles here. The batch I made recently, I need to clip the wicks and get the container tops off of them, which is not that big of a deal. But first, the original laser cut image is on Rob's computer, so I need to figure out pretty much if I can do it by myself on my computer. So it's his machine. He was like I'm gonna learn to do this, and so he learned everything pretty quickly, actually. And so I was taking notes as things were happening, but I did miss this particular one. So hopefully it's not too hard. The program that I'm using is called Xtool Creative Space, and I think I just need to get the SVG from my files and upload it onto Xtool. I hope that that's all. I do know how to work a decent amount of the platform. I'm not gonna say all of it, but I can engrave the jars. Like, I can engrave these candle tops. Now I should get a sample candle top though, because I don't really have candle tops to waste. So I'm gonna do all those things. I'm going to first just play in here and see if I can recreate the file, and then I'm going to do a trial run. So I have the file loaded up on Xtool Creative Space, but now I don't remember the settings that we used last time. I set it to assume that it's a black metal business card, which, you know, black metal tin is pretty much the same, but it's showing majority of the design it wants to do in fiber IR, but then it has like this line that I have on the design. It's a thin line, and it wants to do that using blue light. Oh, and it wants to do the words again on the side on blue light. I don't know. So I'm going to ask Rob if I can just pull up his file that he has on his computer that we know works, because we've done it before. We've shown it to Formosa Coffee and they liked that one. So that's what I want to use. So I'm just gonna double check the file, set up the settings the same way, and then we'll get to lasering with safety goggles. Okay, here we go. But it's too late. 100 on the freeway, straight to the town where my mama stays, to put me back on the mend, 'cause I can't keep pretending I'm okay. I know you changed me for the better, changed me for the better. Took a while to understand, love ain't just something that ends, and no matter what comes next, I'm yours forever. I know you changed me for the better. All I hear is raindrops